G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of My Weird Puzzle. This is episode 3, and today I'm going to be talking about this cube right here, the Axis cube. Now, you might have seen this one before. There's been a whole bunch of modifications made of 3x3s to make it look like this, and obviously this is just a store-bought one, but if you don't know, this is just a 3x3 shape modification. So, puzzles like these, where they are the same as just a regular 3x3, just like this, but it's kind of shifted a little bit to the side. See that? So this is kind of like this, where it turns along this side, just like a regular 3x3. And this one turns along these ways, but this one's a bit of a different modification. You have to do that. This obviously doesn't have any straight centers like a 3x3. How this works is that is a 3x3 center. And so if you look at it like this, you can see where they turn. So if this turns like that, this turns like this. And so obviously it gets pretty shape shifted pretty quickly. The mechanism turns quite well. This, I don't actually know what brand this is because I got this from just a toy shop in the city. But the turning is like this. So it turns on these sort of wing kind of areas, like that's a face. And then there's this axis here, which is where you can turn one there, and one there. And then you can't turn this corner. So it's a very interesting puzzle. It's very kind of confusing to try and solve, because what it is essentially is if you took this and drew a line from here to this point and then cut all that off, that is that edge there. So that probably didn't make any sense, but basically that's an edge and that's a corner. So it's an edge, corner, yeah. Look, I'll just show you how it works. So that's one turn because it can go through here. That's another turn because it can go through here. So that's 180 degrees. And then that's another 90 to line it up to the center, and then it's solved. So I'm actually going to scramble this one up because I do know how to solve it. And I'm going to just do a quick solve. Kind of like this. Turn parts like this. So essentially it does solve the same as a 3x3, except as you can see it gets pretty crazy, all scrambled up. And it's really hard to finger trick too because there's no places to grip. Alright, that looks pretty scrambled to me, obviously. So let's give this a solve. So first thing I'm going to do is just get, because there's no single faced centers, you just sort of got to choose one. So I'm going to pick, let's go with yellow. I'm going to pick the yellow center. So here's one here, and as you can see they sort of need to be rotated a bit. So if I turn this center like that, as you can see they sort of line up there. But then the next one is over here, the green. So I actually have to put this away, then turn the green so it works. Well, that's actually the wrong one because there's two greens. So there's two green ones here. So see that? There's a whole line there. Awesome. Now I gotta find this one. So as I can see, this will be yellow and this will be green. It might be a bit confusing, but it'll make sense soon. So I'm gonna bring this yellow one down. And as you can see, there's another edge, and this one just needs to be rotated to the correct way. And there we go, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's basically like an L right there, which is what that is. It may not look like it, but that's what it is. So we should just be able to get another orange here. There we go. And now this one, pretty simple. Just turned it together there. And as you can see, that is our cross done. So there's the cross. It's a bit confusing because it still looks completely scrambled, but we have made a bit of progress. So let's keep going. Let's try and put the corners in now. There we go. So So there's the piece done. Now it might look like this is almost finished, but this is actually the top layer, so we won't worry about that until we've finished all the others. So let's just go for the orange. This might look a bit confusing what I'm doing, but it's literally just the same as a 3x3. It's just knowing which pieces to solve and where. And as you can see, this kind of looks almost finished. This layer right here is the final layer of 3x3. So I've actually done F12 right now, which looks pretty crazy, but that's how it works. So first things first, we need to see which ones are up. So now that we're looking, we've got the edges and corners all orientated. This should essentially be PLL. So we could work this out. So here's two pieces that are next to each other, and here's two pieces. So, oh, this is a T-perm. This might look a little strange, but these two need to switch, and then these two need to switch. So essentially, it's just like this. Oh, I don't want to mess it up. And there we go. It's done. So that last one, real quick, it was like this, because these two need to switch and these two need to switch, and there was these two bars here. So it's just a T-perm. And there we go. So it's a pretty easy solve. It does take a bit of thinking to get your head around where all the pieces go and all that, because they do look very different. But this is probably one of my favourite shape molds. Well, it is my favourite shape mold that I have in my collection. It's really fun. The Fisher Cube is just a bit simple for me. It's too similar because it has just single coloured edges and just like single shaped tops and bottoms. And this just looks awesome as well. I mean, when it's scrambled up, it looks crazy. Awesome. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.